What's good, YouTube? It's Nehemiah, aka Neo, and today we're gonna be talking about the recent rumor, or I think it's a leak that KD wants to be traded. I didn't expect this, especially after Kyrie signed, but I guess we're going to be talking about it. So this is just gonna be my live reaction. I woke up like 30 minutes afterwards, so sorry that this is kind of delayed, but yeah, I'll make sure I get this one out. But first off, let's talk about why KD wants to be traded. First off, that front office that the Nets have has been rather confusing. They wanted to trade Kevin Durant, or they wanted to trade James Harden because one, he was on his last leg, kind of, and two, there's just like some drama within the locker room, and they didn't want that. So you would think that they would commit to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, but I guess not. So I think that just makes the James Harden move look 10 times worse, because if you're gonna trade one of Kyrie Irving or James Harden, make sure you're doing it to the one that you're gonna commit to long term, because they didn't want to commit to Kyrie long term, which brings up a question: why did you trade James Harden then? And now there's a bunch of teams that, like Philadelphia, they got better because of the James Harden trade. They're probably gonna get PJ Tucker, and it's just looking like a really bad move. Even though they did get Ben Simmons. First off, Ben Simmons has not touched the floor, so they're essentially just not getting anything in return for that Ben Simmons James Harden trade. Even if their pick is what, like the 24 30 range, it's not going to be as good as having a stable contending championship roster. So they messed up with that. They messed up with the Kyrie Irving situation where, Kyrie opts in, which I will talk about later. Kyrie's definitely going to get traded today, in the next couple weeks too, if not during the trade deadline. But Kyrie was going through this whole thing of, oh, he needs a long-term deal, which is 100% true. Kyrie, even though he has had some times where he missed times, most of it was probably because of the vaccine. So you can't really blame him like that. Yes, he didn't really get the vaccine, but at the same time, you just have to take it and just move on, because after the vaccine situation, he was pretty much there the whole time. So they just fumbled the bag on that situation, and that just made KD probably think, yo, if these guys are just not going to be as competent as I thought, I might as well get out while I can. And you know what? I understand. Not only do I understand, I think I agreed with him to a certain extent that this team just needs more, or not the team, more so the organization needs more experience, because what the fuck is going on? Excuse me. But that's it. Let's talk about actual KD trades and what this means for Kyrie Irving and probably Ben Simmons. Actually, let's talk about Ben Simmons right now. Ben Simmons is low-key in probably the best position that he's ever been in. And what I mean by that is, he was in a title contention roster this year, but things didn't work out. Back injury, mental stability is not there. 100% fine. Now I would say he's in the worst position in the NBA, because he caught like damn near all that shit stripped away from him in a matter of 5-6 minutes. Very bad. But the reason why this could be good is because he has reigns to his own team. We can see what Ben Simmons could truly be like as a number one, especially on a team where he could just run at the 5 or at the 4, where he could just play in his position, just work on his game and all that stuff. And if they could bring in another young player like Mikal Bridges or Anthony Simons, which I'll talk about, that'll be great. So again, it's a double-edged sword for Ben Simmons, but I guess that's what it just had to come down to. Now let's talk about Kyrie first before we get into the KD. Everything I said in the Kyrie stuff, where I think that certain teams will pursue him, I think that's still true. I think a lot of the teams are going to hit up the line for Kyrie in the next couple of weeks. However, I think that the teams that will prioritize Kevin Durant will just go towards him first, and then they'll go after Kyrie because they do fill similar roles, and I think that KD is probably more desirable for one, he's a better player, and two, I think that he just serves in a more valuable role because he's a bigger guy, 6'10", probably 7 foot actually, but you know, just all in all, I just think that Kyrie Irving will get traded. I think the Lakers trade is still up there, but because more teams will face a Kyrie trade, then they'll probably just leave it to more teams like the Clippers, or even, well, the Clippers got John Wall. I don't think they're going to trade him, but that leads to a team like Portland, for example, who, if they don't get KD, they're probably going to go after Kyrie, which is perfectly fine. I don't mind that. Now let's get on to KD. The KD trades I've seen that are really good is the Phoenix Suns, and the Philadelphia 76ers also have a decent package, but their main package is Tobias Harris. I don't think that that's really gonna work. Phoenix Suns could give Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, a lot of first round picks actually, and I think that's really good. I doubt that the Bucks would do this, but a package of Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, another salary filler, and then a couple picks if they can. I think that's also a good package, but the only thing is, one, I don't think the Bucks have that good of draft picks right now, and two, they probably won't trade Chris Middleton even if they could. So that's that. What are some other teams? Portland again. I think Portland's probably gonna end up with KD. Probably because they have like one of the better packages. Anthony Simons is probably one of the better players that they could get for this trade. A bunch of draft picks, a bunch of swaps. They probably have the most assets, so I think that they could get away with it. Boston is another team. Now, I'm not sure if they want to tank one of the Jaylen Browns or Jason Tatums, but if they got to, bro, they got to. I would personally. Jaylen Brown, bro, you could leave honestly for KD. For KD, yeah, you got to make the move. But I think another big if is the Miami Heat. Miami has been rumored to what KD, but at the same time, this goes by the front office. And if the front office is only getting Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, and Tyler Hero, you have to look at yourself and say, is this really a good package? Because I think that Portland's package is better. I think Boston, Philly even maybe, and not Miami, the Phoenix Suns are better. So I think we just have to pay attention of who gets traded, or who is really the main packages and all that such. So if I were to really think about my top destinations in order, it would definitely be Toronto could also make a package. I don't think I ever really mentioned that. OG Anunoby, a bunch of salary fillers too. I think OG Anunoby has like a $20 million contract, so just throwing another $20 million one like Fred VanVleet, and I think you're good. But if I were to rank my destinations in terms of what I would like, I would say Portland is one, Phoenix is a reigning second, like very close. 3 would probably be either the Miami Heat or the Boston Celtics. The other one is the other one, and the last one would probably be Philly, only because I don't really want to see James Harden and Kevin Durant on the same team. But I do think I would like to see James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Joel Embiid on the same team instead of, Kyrie being the last spot. I think that would work a lot better. But overall, I think that we're in for a lot of fun for the free agency because a lot of teams are going to make a lot of moves. This is probably going to be the best one since 2019, if not the best one since 2017, I believe. The one where Paul George got traded. That was a really good one too. So, hey man, just know that this is a Stars League, and once the new CBA deals come, I expect a lot more contracts with trade clauses because it's about to get wicked. But anyways, that's it for me. This is your boy Nehemiah, aka Neo. Like if you want to, subscribe if you want to. But Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great one.